we are making progress with the economy. The economy is experiencing modest growth over last year. The last year experienced growth over the previous year. And from what I see, from where I sit, and from what I see is that the growth outlook looks good, although there's been some headwinds that have buffeted the space. But we are adjusting and to put things to remain on course. Our growth we had a growth of about 5.3% this year, for the first few months over the last year's growth of about 4.8. We are taking, and they are mainly driven by actions, activities in agriculture, fisheries, and mining, and some forestry, manufacturing, and others. What we are doing, inflation is still in manageable limits. The inflation in January and what have you left the single-digit levels and went, I think, as high as 12%, but they are back within single digits now. So Liberia is one of few countries that have inflation in controllable limits. Overall, the aggregates are good. The fundamentals still remain strong. It is those fundamentals that make us to say that we are making progress. So on a macroeconomic level, the Liberian economy is facing challenges, but it is still robust in spite of some vulnerabilities in some areas. In terms of what we're doing, there are a lot of initiatives that are ongoing. Even in the budget, we put in some funds through the Ministry of Youth and Sports to start something called the Education National Service Program. It's almost, I think, $1 million or a little less than that. We will start to roll out some programs. We have attracted some donor financing for some projects. The African Development Bank there's a project called the Liberian Youth Entrepreneur in some initiative, I think through the Ministry of Commerce and others. There was an old World Bank project that we are expanding, and that. But all these initiatives help job creation. But let me tell you the biggest thing, the biggest intervention that help job creation. Two key binding constraints to growth are energy, lack of energy, and the infrastructure deficits, especially the bio condition. The actions we are taking are helping to unlock the economy such that, like for business, one of the key cost drivers is power. The cost of power is making many small businesses to go under. When we reduce the cost of power, when we increase electricity access, we sustain businesses will expand. When businesses expand as they are happening now, they will employ more people. Like we started, I told you, I apologize about the noise on Broad Street because people are on the streets in the night. There is electricity oil. There is a street light all around. People are selling longer. When they sell longer, people are buying longer, and they can employ longer. Someone can have, the morning shift, afternoon shift, night shift. So you have a 24-hour type of economy. We're reaching there gradually. So these things are being are happening, and the net effect is that jobs are being created. The leaders and others will give us the jobs data later, but I can say that all the actions we are taking, whether it's these short-term programs, but this intervention in education, because it's one thing to talk about jobs, but we also need to talk about, because you can have an employment problem, but you can also have an unemployability problem. You could have employment available, but someone could be unemployable because he or she does not have the skill. So we have to engage, we have to invest in both. So whether it is through vocational, technical, tertiary education, so that the jobs available, we have the skills for them. So it is a package of actions. It's not just on one lane. It is on multiple lanes. The net effect, the convergence of these things help to create the job, and they are creating the jobs gradually, and they are expanding the economy gradually.